In 1995, developer Intelligent Systems created a new puzzle game called Panel De Pon, where the goal was to move around tiles in order to create lines of 3 or more to clear them from the playfield. When it came time to port this game out of Japan a year later, Nintendo opted to change the game's aesthetics to a Yoshi's Island theme and dubbed the game Tetris Attack in order to cash in on their Tetris license despite not having anything to do with the Soviet mind game. Over time, later iterations of the series would adopt the name Puzzle League for international releases. However, this past May, the Nintendo Switch Online Services SNES On Demand service thing, for lack of a better term, got some new games added to the library, one of which being Panel De Pon for the Super Famicom in its original unaltered state. And even though we've already looked at Tetris Attack in the past in some form or fashion, we're gonna give this game another look in its original form because fuck it, I like this game. Even with all the magical girls and stuff. And since it's pretty much the same game, might as well recycle the old review as well, with some changes here and there, and whatever, it works, so yeah.
So as stated before, the goal of the game is to move around tiles on an ever-filling playfield in order to clear them from the field. To do this, you have to create vertical or horizontal lines of 3 or more of the same tiles. Because there's gravity in this here well, any tiles above the clearing lines will fall below, and clever players can think ahead several steps in order to create chains of line clears for added points, as well as a temporary pause in motion, giving you a slight edge in play.
There's a variety of modes of play in Panel De Pon. Your endless mode where you play until you lose eventually, your puzzle mode where you have a number of moves to solve various puzzles, your time attack mode, and your versus mode either against another player or a number of computer opponents, the latter mode depicting the game's rather thin plot, that sort of thing. But while Panel De Pon might give you different modes of play, it's the general gameplay that makes this such a delightfully simple yet addictive and quite satisfying little puzzle game. It's not overly complex to learn. If anything, the game actually has tutorials on how to play and improve your skills, so newcomers won't be lost in playing this game because it's got you covered in the bases. And really, once you get the hang of it, which really shouldn't take you all that long, it's like any other good puzzle game. Keeps the pace going, tremendously easy to learn, difficult to truly master, and with plenty of variations to alter the difficulty and the versus modes, it's a fun time to be had here if you enjoy playing puzzle games of this ilk. Panel De Pon sports some rather colorful backdrops with various magical girl-themed imagery, and they're nicely drawn and rendered. The gameplay portions are fairly straightforward and easy to understand visually, which is important. Nothing in terms of flashy effects or anything of the sort. It's a nice, simple-looking game with clean-looking imagery and really smooth-looking artwork for the various characters. Sound-wise, you have a collection of upbeat tunes that are easy on the ears, somewhat soothing, nothing too fancy. Sound effects are nothing to write home about, they complement the game, and there's even some voice bites here and there, which is not bad. Overall, whether it's called Panel De Pon or Puzzle League or Tetris Attack or whatever else, the one constant is that this is a fine puzzle game. Easy to learn, tough to master, plenty of modes to play with, makes for a fun 2-player game, and it's nice for either a quick fix or a really long playtime. And with the Switch release of the original Super Famicom version, you've got a nice convenient way of playing the game before the Tetris branding or the Yoshi influence. But it's really no different from any other version of Tetris Attack or Puzzle League that's been released locally other than different graphics and sound. Still, regardless of the format, the name, or whatever, this is a fine puzzle game, and if you enjoy puzzle games in general, give this one a shot. It's probably one of the better ones out there.